Well, that was a terrific 0-0 for the neutral. Chelsea go to the G-Tech Stadium and we're only able to come away with a point. But let's be honest, it was a hard-fought game, a high-octane game. Brentford, for large portions of that game, were fantastic. Have to give it to them. They put in a very solid performance and we were on the back foot for much of that game. So to come away with a point, I feel like was probably a fair result. It's a game I think Chelsea would have lost at the start of this season. A team playing well, Ivan Toney in absolutely fantastic form, in Mbeumo, Onyeka. These players caused us problems all throughout the game, and we managed to come away with a point by the skin of our teeth, and thanks to another outrageous performance from Kepa, making incredible saves from point-blank range. How he's kept out Ivan Toney, I don't know, but we've come away with the point, and I feel like it's points dropped, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad of drawing a game like that because Brentford could probably have come away with the win, and we've managed to keep momentum, keep another clean sheet miraculously, and there were a lot of positives in that game. That Thomas Frank Brentford's team is a hell of a team. We saw what they did. They absolutely pumped Man United early on in the season. No one's gone there and picked up all 3 points except for Arsenal, who are in flying form at the moment. Not to lose this game was also a big statement and a big sign of our progression so far this season, compared to when Thomas Tuchel was in charge and we were, completely capitulating all over the pitch. This was a game we could have done the exact same thing, but cohesion was there and it wasn't our strongest 11. Very rotated squad, very rotated starting 11, and we've still come away with a lot of positives in this game. Now, we did not cover ourselves in glory for the first half. Brentford came firing out the blocks. We couldn't deal with them. We couldn't deal with their high energy. It caught us off guard. We were on the back foot for much of that first half. But we gained composure about midway through. Gallagher came off, Kovacic came on. I'm not sure if it's for an injury or it was a tactical change, but we definitely were able to get a foothold of the game when that happened. Kovacic dictating the tempo a bit more, as did Jorginho, and we had a bit more stability and a bit more possession, because those first 20 minutes or so, Brentford were running riot. Mbeumo, Toney, Onyeka, they were just unbelievable, giving us a torrid time at the back. Azpi put in a dogged performance. Kepa, amazing saves. They kept us in it in the first half because Brentford, they like to just go out all out attack. That's how they caught Man United off guard in that 4-0 drubbing that they gave them in the G-Tech. They will come out the blocks firing, and you need to be composed. You need to ride the storm out, wait for that energy level to dip, and then we could start to play our football. But fortunately, we came out of that first 20, 30 minutes unscathed. We didn't really look like we created many opportunities. There were some real, moments of brilliance from Broja, I thought, where he showed that raw talent. He showed how sharp he is. He showed how quick he is. We didn't really have many positives in that first half. I feel like we were pretty happy for that first half whistle to come because we didn't create anything. We had to ride out that storm where Brentford were just completely dominant. Chelsea's final pass was poor for much of that first half as well. There were some little moments where when Kovacic came on, he tried to thread that ball in direct, which is something we haven't seen much from Kovacic. I think he did that a lot in this game, and he did it as soon as he came on. Mason Mount was creative. He tried to do his bit. Kai Havertz, great movement. I'm really enjoying Kai Havertz and how physical he's become. Ruben Loftus-Cheek also was giving as good as he could get, but it was a difficult first half for us to really make our mark, and it was just because Brentford were just immense. Second half comes, Brentford just continue that dominance, continue that high octane energy, and we had to ride out the storm again. We make that triple sub, Sterling, Pulisic and Carney come on and just sort of ignited a bit of energy into our performance, and we looked most like scoring in this little moment, this passage of play, once we made those triple subs. And I think that was just the case at the end of the day. This sort of rotated 11, responsibility fell on some players that are perhaps not going to start, and we're dealing with injuries, and that's probably why we lacked a bit of cutting edge and a bit of cohesion throughout this game. But I thought it was a solid performance, and there were some real positives from some Chelsea individuals, and let's reel them off. First of all, we have to give Kepa Arrizabalaga his flowers once again. Great saves he made, composure, not only just the point-blank save he made for Ivan Toney. I also thought the punch from the free kick was also a key moment where he was able to, nullify that aerial threat, which is something I've always worried with Kepa. He did that well today. Passing the ball out from the back was brilliant. This is what Edouard Mendy is not as capable and is not as adept at doing as Kepa. and we were able to definitely build from the back more. So Kepa, fantastic performance for me. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was also brilliant. Like, what a performance. Another fine display, and his form just continues and continues. I thought the last game against Villa wasn't his best, just because he's set such a high standard now, but this is exactly the standard that I've seen Loftus-Cheek do time and time again this season, and even the tail end of last season. Like, Loftus-Cheek, the strength, the ability to get out of tight situations, like the versatility he has is incredible. Like, he really is our unsung hero, and it just brings a smile to my face to see him shining, because he really deserves it. And I feel like he's finally sort of coming into his own, understanding his attributes, understanding what he can do, what he can give to this team. Because he's always been a bit of an enigma, Loftus-Cheek. Like, what does he do? What's his best, position? What does he offer you? And today was a complete display of that. Strength, versatility, dribbling, speed. Overall performance from Loftus-Cheek was fantastic. Another 90 minutes in the bag for him, and his form continues, and long may it continue. Cesar Azpilicueta, another man we have to sing praises for. What a dogged performance. He comes in, right-sided centre-back. He's the most experienced Chelsea player in this squad and in that starting 11. And he puts in a performance, a captain-like performance. And that is what we've been missing from Azpi. He's been caught for pace a few times this season. He's looked a bit frail. He hasn't looked like he could probably live out this 2-year contract that we've given him. But if he puts in a few performances like that, it's well deserved. I'm a massive Azpilicueta fan. I've just had to tell it like it is with some of his performances, but this one was outstanding. Last-ditch tackles, last-ditch blocks, positioning, rallying, galvanising the team. That is what Azpilicueta gives you, and he goes home today with a massive 8, 9 out of 10 performance for me. Like, that was a brilliant game from Azpilicueta. I have to mention Armando Broja and how, him getting his 60 minutes and what he was able to do with that. He was unfortunate, showing a little bit of indecisiveness towards the end. Probably should have squared it to Mason Mount in the first half and we could have been 1-up, but he was lively. And if you consider everything we didn't get from Aubameyang in the previous game, lack of movement, sort of lack of tenacity, laboured, this was the complete opposite. So knowing that we've got this raw, hungry talent in Broja who's going to run, who's going to be physical, who's going to win balls in the air, like, it was very, very encouraging. And I thought that this was a performance that is definitely going to ensure that he gets more minutes. Potter's going to be impressed with this type of display, and he's definitely going to get more game time. And I thought it was a great performance from Broja overall, surely. Definitely have to give a bit of credit also to Jorginho in the middle, sets the tempo. I mean, that's just synonymous with Jorginho. You put him in any sort of tight position, he always makes the right pass, always manages to wriggle his way out of danger. And he did that a lot today because Brentford were pressing, and their press is very good. It comes from all angles. You've got 2 or 3 players around you at one point, and a lot of times we needed Jorginho to have that composure and make the right pass, get us out of danger, and he did that today. His performance did not go unnoticed, as did Kovacic. Also comes on, completely dictates the play. And what I really liked from this Kovacic performance, and what I think Potter is trying to do more with him, is to get him shooting a bit more, making that direct pass first time, just firing it low, seeing if it can latch on to Aubameyang or Mount or anyone in them forward areas, because when there are bodies in front of us, we are a bit pedestrian at times. We're waiting for things to happen, and I think Potter is definitely trying to encourage that first time ball, that direct pass, take a chance, 1-2, give and go. And I thought Kovacic was really trying to do that. But credit to Brentford, they defended well today. They put bodies in front and they made it very difficult for us to create any openings or any obvious opportunities. I've also surely got to mention Christian Pulisic's introduction into this game. As soon as he comes on, everything changes. Any time he got the ball, how dangerous did he look? He can just... This is what we've been missing from Pulisic. Like, these are the performances, the guile that I've been waiting for. Like, he gets the ball and it always looks like he's going to do something. He looks like he can take anyone on. He's so direct and he's got a shot on him. And I felt like he probably could have took 2 or 3 shots off in that second half, and maybe we might not be sitting here with a 0-0 draw on our hands, because Pulisic was key when he came on, and he was sort of the focal point of every good thing that was happening in that second half, where we looked like we were potentially going to snatch it at the death. It was all his making, it was all his movement, it was all his cute trickery that was giving Brentford so many issues. Overall, we come away with a point. We would have liked 3 points. I don't think we deserve 3 points today. Brentford were very good, and they probably feel hard done by that they didn't come away with 3 points. I think Kepa and Azpi kept us in that game, and we almost snatched it at the end, but it might not have been just given Brentford's performance in that game and how we were on the back foot for most of it. I think it would have been very harsh. But we build another clean sheet. Potter, cohesion, rotation, a lot of positives today from the guys that came in. Carney, Broja were brilliant. You know, they're definitely going to earn some more game time from this performance. And, you know, we got to see what other players can offer and what different types of formations we could potentially play. I'm not convinced by Cucurella left-sided centre-back. I really feel like Thiago Silva's presence will always be missed, as will Reece James's. But Chalobah, I felt, did well. Koulibaly, hit and miss for me. But we've rested players. We look on to Man United on the weekend. Guys, let me know what you think that result, how that's going to go down. What did you think about this game? Were we lucky to come away with the point? Would you have taken all three? Did we deserve to lose? I would like to know what you guys think, of course. Please, if you can like this video, that's a huge help. Comment below. You know, start a little discussion with me. That would be brilliant. Also, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video in a bit.